Jake Paul was taken to the limit by Tyron Woodley, with the YouTube star winning a split decision against the former UFC champion in a boxing match in Cleveland on Sunday, but both men walked away far richer for their efforts. The Paul vs. Woodley fight has created some sort of hype among the fans as there's a huge purse for both fighters. In this video, we're going to discuss Jake Paul being officially exposed. Woodley got paid $3 million to get knocked out. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Apart from this main event, there will be a few more fights too. Paul and Woodley are expected to battle in front of a sold-out crowd at the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida, and there should be plenty of pay-per-view money flying around as well. Before the fight, it was revealed that Jake Paul will make a $1.5 million guaranteed purse for the rematch, which may rise up to $4 million, depending on the PPV sales. Paul will earn 70% of the PPV earning, while Woodley will get 30%. On the other hand, Tyron Woodley will earn a $1 million guaranteed purse, while the total payout depends on the PPV sales. According to the leaked Ohio State Athletic Commission documents, Paul and Woodley were paid a guaranteed $2 million each for their opening bout, so we can expect them to pocket at least that amount again for the rematch. In addition to that, Paul declared before the fight that Woodley will receive a $500,000 bonus if he can knock out Paul. Since this did not happen, Woodley will not be receiving the bonus. For the first fight, after taking into account the purse and the PPV revenue and sponsorships, Jake Paul's total incoming was close to $5 million. On the other hand, Woodley's was near the $3 million mark. This time, due to the hype and excitement around the fight, Jake's total incoming can rise to more than $5 million. However, Tyron's payout will be equal to, if not lesser than last time. Everyone's a target. No one is safe, Paul said. I don't really know what's next on the roadmap. I've done it all. I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. It's scary to try and put a cap on where this should go. The potential is unlimited here. Maybe when the time is right, I'll go for the World Championship belt. It would be funny to become a world champion. I'd take the belt and throw it on the fucking ground and stomp on it. You're a champion in your heart before anyone tells you. I am a champion. Paul was originally scheduled to face Fury in Florida this weekend, but the Briton, who is the half-brother of world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, withdrew earlier this month due to a chest infection and a broken rib. Paul, the younger brother of fellow internet star and boxer Logan Paul, heads into his rematch with Woodley with an unblemished pro record of 4 wins and no defeats, albeit this comes with the caveat that he has yet to fight a dedicated boxer. Prior to his win over Woodley, Paul beat YouTuber Anderson Gibb in January 2020 before victories over ex-NBA player Nate Robinson in November 2020 and former mixed martial artist Ben Askren in April last year. Woodley previously tried to secure a rematch with Paul by getting an I Love Jake tattoo for a bet between the pair, but Paul overlooked the wrestling specialist. During the fight, as Insider previously reported, Woodley punched Paul onto the ropes. Woodley said prior to the fight on Michael Bisping's Believe You Me podcast that he wanted to knock Paul out, hoping to invoke a rematch clause that would allow him to take Paul down twice. In the first round, Woodley got to the point even though there was not a lot of activity. As the second round approached, Jake and Tyron put up a good fight, but the YouTuber was declared the winner of that round. Following this, Tyron decided to better his game and managed to win the third round. However, the fourth and fifth rounds saw Jake actively trying to end the fight with a knockout. He finally achieved that in round 6. Paul improved his career record to 4-0 with the victory, while Woodley was making his professional boxing debut. As Jake Paul became more obsessed with boxing, he moved to Big Bear Lake, a town in the San Bernardino Mountains known as a high-altitude training destination, and then to Las Vegas, a city lousy with trainers and sparring partners, and finally to Puerto Rico, far away, he says, from the Los Angeles nightlife in which he was once immersed. It was less than 3 weeks until the fight with Woodley, and Paul was gazing at a wall covered with exhortatory handwritten placards, one for each week of preparation. But he's still not a boxer or puncher by trade, and despite his vastly superior fighting resume, will enter Sunday's contest as the underdog against a bigger opponent 15 years, his junior, who undeniably packs a punch and has looked impressive so far despite the caliber of his opponents. It is also worth noting that this fight is taking place at 190 pounds, 20 pounds heavier than the smaller Woodley normally fights in the UFC. Paul has criticized UFC President Dana White for not paying his fighters enough, and apparently Paul believes training partners should also be well paid. Anthony Taylor, who lost to Tommy Fury Sunday night, signed on as Paul's training partner for the Woodley fight and raked in the cash. "I'm getting paid more money as Jake's training partner in 2 months than I made my whole entire MMA career in 6 years, Taylor said in an interview. "I swear to God, I made more money with Jake in 2 months than my whole MMA career." However, the purse for Daniel Dubois versus Joe Cusimano is yet to be announced. Apart from these fights, other bouts are Ivan Barancic versus Montana Love, super lightweight, and Charles Conwell versus Lucas Bryan Ariel Bastida, middleweight. The purse for the rest of the fights is not out yet, as soon as all the payouts are announced. As of now, Jake has won 5 fights and lost none. From the beginning, the YouTuber has been vocal about making boxing his career. Speaking to TMZ, he said, "I just want to continue to be the most disruptive boxer in the history of the sport, and I think it's taking it on a fight-by-fight basis and continuing to build these fights and make them even bigger and take on more serious opponents." He continued, "Look, if you asked me if I was going to be where I am at 3 years ago, I wouldn't believe you. So I don't even want to think about or cap myself with possibilities. I'm open-minded, and I think anything's possible." According to Woodley's longtime manager, first-round management CEO Malki Kawa, the seeds for the fight were first planted back in April when Ben Askren was preparing for his own showdown with Paul on a Triller pay-per-view. On that night, Kawa had a chance to speak with Paul's advisor, who also happens to be a former UFC executive, and that laid the foundation for the start of negotiations. While Kawa conceded that the boxing formula to pad a fighter's record with wins over less than the stellar competition is not uncommon, Paul finds himself in a unique situation because he's already commanding a huge audience just 3 fights into his career. That's when Kawa suggested that perhaps Woodley would serve as a perfect next opponent for the 24-year-old social influencer as he seeks to face tougher competition while not exactly jumping into the deep end of the boxing pool without a safety net in place yet. Tyron Woodley is the perfect opponent, Kawa said. "He's 0-0 as a boxer. He's a former UFC champion. He's a little older, but the guy's got dynamite in his hands. He's boxed his whole life, training and his boxing his whole life. I think there was a time when Tyron was in LA training with Freddie Roach, so it's not like you're talking about somebody that doesn't know how to box. I talked to Nikisa and I said now is the time to make a match where it's an even playing field with somebody who knows how to box. He may not be a pro boxer, but it didn't matter. To me, it was just a perfect opportunity." Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.